All right, guys, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name is Tom, full-time eBay reseller and full-time stay-at-home dad for 5 kids and 1 on the way. I just put a basketball goal on the side of the garage, and it's Saturday, so the kids are home. So you might hear that bang a lot right this minute. But I'm not going to tell them to stop playing, and I need to get this done if we're doing it. So let's go. First thing, this isn't the first thing, it's the first thing that's in my hand. 25 sales this weekend over Friday and so far on Saturday, and I'm pretty excited about most of them. Sold for 40 bucks. I thought it would do better. I got a bunch of $40 offers. Eventually I took one. They just kept, the offers kept coming in, kept being 40 bucks. And I'm like, well, maybe that's the market, I guess. Anyway, I was in the profit on that purchase a long time ago. I found these, and these are not a brand I've ever heard of. They're button shirts, and they're butter cloth. And I found them with some Bad Birdie. I'll put the Bad Birdies up here. I found these 2 Bad Birdies at Goodwill on the rack, and these were the next 2 on the rack. Well, Bad Birdie is super good. And so I was like, well, if these came from the same guy, the same vibe, maybe they're good. So I comped them, and I paid $7 a piece for them or something. So same buyer, bought them both for $24.99 a piece. He messaged me and he's like, could you do $50 shipped for 2? I had them both for $24.99 free shipping. So I just went in and took the shipping off. I said, okay, I marked them free ship, go get them. And he did. So those sold for 50 together for 50 bucks, which is super good. This sold for nothing. $7 plus shipping. It's like a crop top, Prince Purple Rain, women's small, Target special from 2013, 2015, 2018. This Spurs hat, I was super jazzed about this Spurs hat when I found it. It isn't vintage, it's retro, made to look vintage. I paid $249 for it, and it sold in a couple weeks for $16 free shipping. I mean, it's not a home run, not a huge banger, but it's a good sale, and it's a fun thing, the kind of thing I like to have in my store. I got this on a Whatnot auction. Aladdin, Disney Broadway musical. And I think I took an offer on it for $10 plus shipping. I'm just trying to look it up so I give you an accurate number. Yeah, $10 plus shipping. Buyer paid $15. I bought these at the same time. Powers brand, made in the U.S. Shorty short men's basketball shorts from the early 90s probably, and these ones are Champion brand. Listed them separately, and they sold to the same buyer. Buyer paid $54 shipped, and these are a good candidate for a flat rate envelope. Legal flat rate envelope should make these super cheap and easy to ship. Yeah, I showed you guys the other day, I bought, in the video that just posted a couple minutes ago, I bought a couple of things that just sold as soon as I got them listed. This TI-83, I paid $12 for it at this yard sale. It sold within minutes of being listed, probably an hour. For $27 free shipping. 83s are not as good as 84s. 84s would be $50. And then this sold for $39. It is not just Metroid but it has the bonus Echoes disc, and so that's a variant. There are tons of variants of this Metroid. There are like 8 different ones that are Metroid with a bonus disc, or Metroid Kmart exclusive has like one level that's different or something. There are tons of variants for that Metroid. This one happened to be worth 40 bucks and I paid 2. Here's what a The Flash hat looks like that sold. Sold for $11 free shipping. I've had it forever. Probably trailers for the new movie helped push that. Spielman coffee mug with an old tractor on the front of it. There were no sold comps, no listed comps for anything with that company at all. But I'm like, that picture of that old truck, even with this little chip in it, it was 10 cents at a garage sale. I'm like, I'm going to take it and try it. And it sold in hours. And it doesn't have, like, it's not like it's Fire King or Anchor or something where I can say, oh, similar ones with a Caterpillar truck sold for this. It's nothing. But somebody retired from that company and their kid thought that they would like this mug and so got it for them or something. You know, that's the kind of thing that probably will sell, and I don't mind picking up for 10 cents to give it a shot and stick it in a box for a minute. $6 plus shipping. Took me 1 minute to list and took a couple hours to sell. So, like, that's a good flip. Mr. Yi, I'm reasonably certain that this is a bootleg, knockoff, whatever you want to call it. I've had it for a long time. I finally sold for $7. Free or plus shipping. Buyers all in at $13. Certainly wouldn't pick it up again. I don't even know where I got it, but I got it in the like height before the man went off the rails for the 37,000th time. In-N-Out Burger t-shirt, another one that I've had for a long time. Just a cool brand. People identify with that brand, and so it's the kind of thing that'll sell quick and easy. This next thing was something I'd never heard of, but it's like I was picking up all kinds of other cool vintage stuff and it was $2 and I'm like, yeah, this fanny pack is a street brand, vintage street brand called Vision. And it's just got that cool print on it. And I assumed it would sell quickly. Some of this Vision stuff goes really high. And like, I have heard people say, and I tend to agree, that like right now, band t-shirts are the thing. I think the next big thing is skatewear. Like, gonna be DC Osiris, independent, that 90s, mid-90s skatewear is probably going to be the next big one. So if I see that stuff, I'm going to start picking it up just to see. This is Vision. How it does. This sold way faster than I thought it would. It's a hand puppet of Wile E. Coyote, 1993. I would do a voice and like, but he doesn't talk. So anyway, Wile E. Coyote, I listed it as vintage hand puppet golf head cover. Because you could put a driver in there and put that in your bag and it would be cute. If you're into having cute head covers. Did I get a celebrity purchase? Can you read that? Figment the Dragon purchased this Wile E. Coyote from me. So I just missed the mailman, and so I was frustrated. I heard the truck, and I was like, oh crap. And got out there in time to see him driving away. Probably not the normal handler on a Saturday, so I'm going to have to go to the mail on a Saturday. This is what Jurassic Park figures look like that aren't worth anything. I've had these forever. I grabbed them in a grab bag, but I think I bought the whole grab bag because these were in it. So it's Tim and Professor Grant, Alan Grant. And so there's a picture of them. I thought they would do really well. They sold for $11.50 free shipping. That's not really well. Let's go get this thing. It sold from yesterday. Paid $2 for this at a yard sale Thursday, I think. And it's just a little girl's suitcase to take to grandma's house. Nothing special, but it is vintage. It is cool. I listed mine for $14 plus shipping, knowing that the shipping would be expensive. Gonna cost 25. Buyers all in at 25. So I mean, not a huge fortune I made on that, but oh, Carrier just emailed me to tell me they went ahead and made my pickup. No, you didn't. You drove away while I was waving to see if I could catch you to grab the packages that I'd already done. But it is what it is. Hoping it would fit in this regional rate B box, and it does not. Excellent. So I'm gonna have to figure out packaging that thing. But now I got all the time in the world. Sold for $14. This also sold for $14. This is a laser line, and then you put CDs in there and it kind of loads them, and then you push this thing for them to pop out enough to grab. A really nice CD storage system. Both of these I paid, like this one I think I paid $3.50 for. This one, this suitcase I paid $2 for. This one was, the suitcase was listed like a day. This thing was listed like 6 weeks, and they both sold for $14 plus shipping. And they're both going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to ship USPS. Okay, I picked this up 3-4 weeks ago. Deichgen, I don't know how you say that. It's German, and pretty much all they make are like drafting tools, at least that I'm familiar with. This thing slides over. So a bunch of drafting tools that are just cool. I don't know if people might still use them. I suspect most drafting is done on CAD anymore, but when I find these under $5, I pick them up most of the time. This one sold for $14.50 plus shipping, priority shipping. So buyer paid like $13 to have this shipped. So I'll bubble wrap it really well and probably put it in a padded flat rate because it's easy. I ended up doing a regular flat rate envelope because it's cheap and just as well protected. This cell phone, it's going international, sold for $8 plus shipping. I paid $1 a piece for a couple of these old 90s Motorola flip phones. This one has a broken antenna, but the antenna is still there. These can be hot commodities. This one I didn't have a charger. I couldn't even check to see if it comes on. So who knows? I'm going to put it in 2 of these. I bought these padded manila recycled paper envelopes, and I got the wrong size. So I kind of like, but they sent me what I ordered, and I needed some to do some work, and I'm like, I'll find a way to use these up. But then I still had to end up ordering different ones. But that day was like April 1st, I think. So I got a new eBay coupon. I ended up ordering eBay branded ones to get the size that I need for DVDs and video games. But like that is thick padding and gonna be just fine for international travel. Oh, this thing sold for $21.50 plus shipping. That was on an offer yesterday or maybe this morning. Nesco. I sell these a lot when I find them. I don't find them a lot, but they sell pretty quick. This is just and I'll put, rather than taking it out, I'll put a picture up. This thing is the company, the only thing I ever find by this company is parts for your roaster, like to put your roaster in to section out like a roaster so that you can put green beans and corn and whatever else. My dad uses them all the time, but I don't think he's using vintage new old stock ones. But when I find them, I buy them because I paid $4 for this at an estate sale on half price day. New old stock, and it sold for $21. The last one I had sold in a week or two for I want to say $60 or $70. So I'm gonna $60 or $70 shipped. It was a little bit bigger a piece than this, but buyer's all in here at 36. I paid 40, and I'm gonna put it, it's already in a very sturdy box. The collector on the other end, the person using it on the other end probably doesn't care much about the box, but I bubble wrap the box to protect it in transit. And then, like Amazon would, I'm just going to stick it in this giant poly mailer and see if it's better to go UPS or USPS. Probably something like this would be better USPS. Now, I don't know. I have never done pirate ship box in a bag, but I understand that that can be a really cheap way to ship. And this is a box in a bag. So there's that one. This I listed as a right-hand glove. It is a left-hand glove. I messaged the buyer and said, hey, I listed this as right-hand throw and it's a left-hand throw. And he's like, yeah, I noticed. I bought it because it was a left-hand throw. I'm not athletic, but I am not like super clumsy. But man, if I trying to throw a base, I never feel more awkward than trying to throw a baseball left-handed. Anyway, left-hand throw. I think I paid $5 for this at the yard sale where I got the tents and spent all kinds of money on the video that just posted today. And it's sold for $38 right away. And again, this isn't going to get damaged, so a little bit of bubble wrap and into a larger size poly mailer. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. My wife says that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Getting a little bit of a pile here of things that need labels, but I only have 2 more items to ship. I thought those sold. Maybe they didn't sell. Maybe the person never paid yet. I don't do a lot of that guy hasn't paid yet because I do, I always click the immediate payment required button. The only time I send offers, the only time that people don't pay right away is on offers because they can't not pay right away. But I don't deal, or I don't get a good deal of people not paying. These are, it says, chicken nuggets. These are nugs. They are toy chicken nuggets that a buyer, I'm just saying, I don't get that very often. This probably was one of the last things that I had. The buyer agreed to pay for them and then did not. And so we got them sold again. And they sold high, considering they're just silly plastic chicken nugget toys. Sold for $40, $2.99. And you can find the chicken nuggets all over the place in quarter bins at garage sales and grab bags at Goodwill and stuff. For considering they're 80s toys, they show up relatively frequently. What makes these valuable is that it has a ton of accessories to dress the chicken nuggets with. That's shaking around a lot in there. I don't like that. I think I'm going to put some paper in the box. And then the last thing that sold, Kalamazoo, if you've been with the channel for a couple of weeks even, you'll remember this. I paid $500 for it, thinking that it was worth a fortune at the auction the other day. And I took it to the guitar shop, and he's like, the shape that the neck is in, it's probably just not worth fixing because you'll end up spending enough to make it not worth your time. And I hem-hawed about it for a little bit, and then I decided, let's just sell it as is on auction. I started a 5-day auction at $100 plus shipping, and it got bid up to $638 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $750. And I said to my brother, if I could get $700 free shipping, I would kind of consider myself even on it. So I made a couple of bucks. I made a bad buy, and so I made a couple of bucks getting it gone. I got the 500 back, which is the kind of the important part. And this is going to a luthier in Montana who will no doubt bring it back to life and for his efforts be able to double his money on 750. Beautiful guitar. I'm glad to have owned it for a while, and excited that it gets a new life somewhere down the line. Now, the buyer did ask that I remove the strings, which is no big deal, and I'm glad they said it, because I maybe wouldn't have thought of it. They said to take this thing up and put a piece of cardboard and tape it to the metal so that there's no more damage on the wood from it, especially if something landed on that. This thing could perforate the wood. There is scratches from where that tailpiece was on there, but could be a lot worse if you shipped it like that. So this is moving on to a better home, and I didn't lose on it, but I certainly didn't win. I don't need to spend $500 to break even, but I took a gamble and I didn't lose. So I'm good with that. So that's the story. This is going to a luthier who is going to bring it back to life, and I'm excited. And that's the story on that guitar. So that's 2 in 2 weeks that I had old broken guitars. And I'm not telling you to go out and buy old broken guitars, because those two were both special. Both of those guitars that I bought, this one I paid $500 for, the other one I paid like $2 for. But both of them would be over $1,000 in like pristine, fine condition. That one would be close to $2,000 in pristine condition. The other one would be close to $1,000 in really fine condition. But that other one sold for $150. This one sold for $750. So just because a guitar is broken doesn't mean that it isn't worth the time it takes to list it and ship it. But you got to buy it right. You got to know what's wrong in order to convey that effectively to the end user. And you got to find a guitar that is desirable enough. This is going to take somebody 40 hours of labor. So you got to find a guitar that's desirable enough to put that kind of time into. And if some old retired guy that works on guitars spends 3 hours a day over the course of a month, and he gets that thing back going and then flips it for $1,500, or keeps it and is super excited to have a 30s, it is dated 36 on the inside. So has excited to have a 1936 Gibson guitar. I'm excited about that. I'm glad that I got to be part of that, even if it did cost me quite a bit of money out of pocket for a little while to be part of it. I wouldn't recommend spending $500 on a guitar to then only just barely above break even. But I'm going to ship that. I went to U-Haul and got some boxes for this. And so that's going. And I got some boxes. Oh, there's some Bose speakers that I printed the labels for on Thursday and completely forgot. I printed the label. I'm like, okay, I'll ship that tomorrow. And then when I was doing the shipping, I just completely forgot. So I got to ship those because I hate doing that. But I got the labels printed, so I'm not shipping them late. They just need to be validated, verified, whatever it is. Anyway, Saturday afternoon, I've got 2 more big things that are going to be cumbersome to ship. My sales have been really good. Really, really good. I know everybody's complaining about low sales, but I have been really working to have things priced where they sell quickly. And I think that it makes a lot of difference. So over the last, let's say, so I had that day where I had $700 and I was whining because then the next day was $18. So since then I went 150, 159, 155, and then 382, 364, 346, 287, and then the 850. That guitar sold on the day that I came home with a bunch of things from yard sales that I was excited to flip, and so I got a bunch of other sales there. And then yesterday I did 487, and then so far today I'm only at 75, but I haven't listed anything since like Thursday night or early like 7 a.m. Friday morning. So I need to get some listings up to generate the algorithm, but I got to get these 2 things shipped first. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. As always, we appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one.